So I was going to use this speed paint to talk about the ArtTuber SMP, which was a Minecraft server that I got invited to, but a lot of time has passed since then, like I think a year, so I figured I'd do something else instead. Today I'm just going to do a simple art and ramble video about art communities and their impact. It's not going to be a very long video, but I wanted to at least get something out. So last year I got invited to join an art community full of other content creators that have a passion for art, and it was one of the best things that ever happened to me. If you want the context of the drawing that I'm drawing, it involves a few friends from the ArtTuber SMP, and this drawing will describe very specific situations and storylines that is very complicated to get into, and it all happened within the SMP. But if you want to know what happened, and if you're invested in watching hours of ArtTuber SMP, all the ArtTuber server episodes are going to be on my second channel, so you can get a better context or idea of what was going on in my head when I was drawing this. So after making my first video, my very good friend Dairy Panda told me that Skynix had invited me to join the ArtTuber server, and I was very excited to hear that. For a while I have been struggling with my artistic journey. Even now I feel like I have a hard time feeling that passion again like I used to, but it really helped to be in a space with other artists who just have their passion kind of mesh well with yours, and even maybe some artists that are maybe struggling the same as you, so you have like people to understand what you're going through. You get to see a variety of people and art styles, and you all get to celebrate each other's successes and sense of creativity, which was one of the things that I absolutely love about being in there. I think a community can do so much for you when you're an artist. When I was younger, I thrived on places like Instagram or DeviantArt. I got to talk to so many artists and make friends through that. It was my only source of interacting with other artists like me that had the same interests in me, the same shows that I liked. And it also made me more confident in my art, and I was able to improve greatly because of their help as well. Also, I really want to state this before going further into it, that you don't need to be involved in a big community for you to improve or enjoy art or anything. A community can be anything, even a small group of friends if that's what you have. They don't necessarily need to be artists as long as you're able to find inspiration through it, even if it's through things like games or stories. And you can find inspiration anywhere, it doesn't need to be a specific community. Definitely be careful about the kind of communities or servers that you join. You never know the kind of people you're gonna run into, and not everyone can be as nice. I'm mainly going off of my positive experiences, so try to remember, like, not every place is a gateway to inspiration, or friendship for that matter. Always be wary and always know your boundaries. Being in the ArtTuber community allowed me to meet different artists and learn their methods, especially when it came to drawing and how quick they are. They have this sense of motivation and self-confidence that made me want to reflect on the type of artist that I was and that I want to become. So I've been trying to challenge myself when I can. This means exploring different poses, canvas sizes, and color methods. If I'm ever in a rut or feeling uninspired, sometimes I'll look through my friends' work and see their progress and just feel the inspiration and know that I can improve as well.
Something else I really love about being a part of a community is I get to be involved in a lot of really cool projects made by other people. And hopefully I want to be able to do that as well. I want to create projects to include other people as well, because I think that's also just like a really big part about being an artist, just collaborating with people and learning from them and being able to learn from each other. And it's also really great because it allows you to create more art and kind of train your mind, because sometimes you'll be able to make more character designs and kind of think, I want to really create something crazy here or something really awesome. And you kind of are able to train that mindset with those collabs. You kind of get to learn from each experience.
Another awesome thing about being in a server full of artists, you get to have proper mutual feedback from people who can make your work better, and it doesn't feel unsolicited. It's always very positive too. Like, it's not rude, it's not unwarranted. They tell you the positives and the negatives of how good they tell you how good your work is, but they also tell you how like what you could do to look better. But they do it in like a very like nice way, a very respectful way, and you can tell their feedback is genuine and can trust they know what they're talking about. Feedback loop is probably one of the greatest aspects and connections in that server, and it always makes me happy to be to hear what they have to say. There have been so many times where I've been drawing something, and if it felt too boring, they were always able to provide me great advice. And it does feel like I'm actively improving all the time. Everyone is so encouraging, and it helps you tunnel into your creativity and make you more motivated to work. Inspiration can come in many different forms, and I think being able to interact with people with similar interests or passions help enhance your abilities. Seeing my friends progress is also really cool to see, because you get to grow alongside your fellow artists, and seeing them work hard helps me want to work hard as well. If they're able to improve on their skill, I am capable of it as well, and I think sometimes we worry or are too focused on how to improve our art, but sometimes seeing your friends progress, and honestly even having friends be there as you progress, can make a big difference to your outcomes. And I think that's honestly just the great aspects of being in community, supporting each other and finding people who actively understand you. When I was a kid and I was in school, a lot of the people didn't really know much about me. They knew I liked cartoons and they knew I liked drawing, and to them that didn't seem interesting enough to really understand me. And I think that's always hard for artists, not being able to find people that understand you or share similar interests. But I think once you actually just sit down and look for that kind of community on your own, you're able to meet a lot of great people. And it's always important to take the first step, even if it seems scary. But as long as you're being careful and you're being safe about it, that's what matters. And that's all I really wanted to say. I kind of just wanted to come on here and speak my guts about being in an art community and the positive parts of it. And also just, take the time to really appreciate everyone that's in there, especially the people that you see in this drawing. They're all wonderful friends of mine, and I've gotten to know them through this community. And, I'll make sure to include them in the description, but they're all incredible. And that's all I've really got for today. I hope you guys enjoyed watching this video. Thank you so much. Make sure to like and subscribe, and hopefully the next video will be a more interesting one. I have a collab plan, so we'll see how that goes. It might be a while before it comes out, but hopefully not super late. But yeah, hope you all have a good day or night or whatever, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye bye.